Hello, my name's Luke. I'm just as a Miami Dolphins player, which means I suck. Um, Two across from me is Ewan. He's much better than me. He's my comrade. Look, he loves himself so much that he plays in front of a mirror. So there's double Ewan. Like, who on earth would play next to himself? That's how much he loves himself. Luckily, we're held in check by the man in the middle, the man with the Twin Peaks dream sequence. It is Ben, who is going to hopefully kill us tonight, quite frankly, because it's Halloween and we deserve to be killed. Good evening, Ben. Lead us through our misery.
Okay. Welcome to this. This is going to be the very first playthrough of this game. This game system, arguably, it's a modification of one that's been around forever, since the rocks were still cooling.
Oh,
And so what we're going to do is play a one-shot Halloween game that is themed based on a classic movie. And I'm not going to tell you the movie, but I'm guessing you'll work it out pretty damn quickly. So,
is it Jaws? Is it Jaws? Is it Jaws?
The first thing I need to explain to our victims tonight is roughly how the character system and the rule system works. So, broadly speaking, every character has just 3 stats.
What?
And those stats are the skill of the character, which is used for almost everything you need to actually do, whether it's fight or do anything at all, pretty much. The stamina of the character, that's the endurance, how much damage you can take, and, how much exhaustion you can take as well. And the courage of the character. Now, this is a resource that needs to be tested whenever you try and move into an area that might feel less safe than the one you're currently in. And it and stamina will sort of leak away during the course of the game. You will run out of your reserves of courage. So, in essence, the way it works is this. Anytime you fail a skill check, you lose a stamina. You also lose stamina in combat and things of that nature. Anytime you fail a courage check, you lose 1 courage. There are also other things that will cost you courage if you witness something particularly gruesome or horrific. And since you have to roll essentially underneath the skill and courage to achieve certain checks, particularly under courage, as it drops, you will find that it's harder and harder to be brave. It's harder and harder to be skillful. So essentially, this game contains 2 types of player character that are available. You can have essentially they're all teenagers, 1970s American teenagers. So good job on the costume, Luke.
Thank you. We were good in the 70s. Yeah.
There you go.
Yes.
So,
the best times.
In the first instance, all I need you to pick first is whether or not you want to be a party goer or a babysitter. There are 2 female teenagers who are in a different location at the start of the game because they are babysitting this night.
Screw them. I'm partying, man.
You're partying.
Did they do that in the 70s?
I don't know.
They do now. I started it.
And Ewan, would you like to be a party goer as well, or would you rather be one of the babysitters?
Oh. Now this is a tough choice. I feel as though I'm cutting out half the game if I pick a party goer. Other Ewan, what do you think?
Other Ewan? What's the mirror Ewan?
In the mirror, yeah, mirror Ewan.
The mirror Ewan-iverse.
I'll be a party goer.
Yes.
A party goer. Okay.
We'll stick together.
So next up, would you
Well,
like
that's
to be male or female, Ewan?
Ooh.
Oh.
I'll go female.
Okay. Then your choices at the party are Sally Hardesty, Brenda Carter, who's the host of the party,
Classic Ewan.
Mary Beth Dunstan, and that's it for the female characters at the party. I won't bother you with their stats because we're going to roll separate stats for them. So basically, you can be the hostess, Brenda Carter, or Sally Hardesty, or Mary Beth Dunstan, whichever you fancy.
I will be Sally.
Sally Hardesty. Excellent. Then we are then all just going to have to roll your stats. So the way you roll your stats, basically, is you roll 1d6 for your skill to start with,
Right.
and then you add 6 to it.
Oh, ooh, nice.
It's your hostess.
Be
skills.
good, guys.
Go and be good.
That's a 4 plus 6.
Okay, a 10. Great.
That's a 10.
Then for your stamina, you roll 2d6 and add 12.
Ooh.
Oh.
I'm liking these. Adding high numbers is always good. That's a middle of the road 7 plus 12.
7 plus 12. Okay.
19.
That's not too bad, is it? 19 total. And finally, for your courage, that's 1d6 plus 6 again.
That's a 3 plus 6.
3 plus 6. Okay, so 9. That's excellent. Right. Now, Luke, you said you wanted to be a
jock,
a jock at the party.
The most jock there's ever jocked.
Okay. Well, without wishing to prejudge the issue, based purely on the graphic that goes with him.
Who picks that guy?
I feel you might be suited to play Ben Schaefer.
Ben Schaefer. I like the sound of Ben Schaefer.
Okay.
Yes.
So, if you can roll a 1d6 and add 6 for your skill, please.
Hey, 6. He's got the skills.
Okay. Good start.
And
then 2d6 plus 12 for your stamina.
Oh, this is good. He's rolling well. 10 plus 12 is 22.
Nice.
Excellent. And finally, 1d6 plus 6 for your courage.
8. He's a coward. A cowardly custard.
Okay. There we go.
He needs his defensive line around him to keep him safe. The second that offensive line's gone, he's a coward.
I don't disbelieve you. So, allow me to introduce you to the map. So, broadly speaking, what you're looking at here is Curtis Close. Now, Curtis Close is a set of just 5 houses in a fenced-off compound as being part of the beginning of a new development. And it's time for a little bit of backstory. It's the 31st of October, 1978, on the outskirts of Haddonfield, Illinois. There is a gated community, Curtis Close, and there everyone knows each other and life is fairly sweet. There are just 5 houses at the moment, built as the first development in a planned larger community. It's surrounded by construction site and works, but they've put up a fence, a safety fence, to stop people blundering off into the dangerous construction areas. And in fact, the area is fenced all the way round, with a security guard in a little office who manages the gate access. The gate is locked, of course. There's a vehicle and a pedestrian gate there. Everyone who lives in the close has a key to the pedestrian gate. The vehicle gate requires a bleeper for your car to get through. Or, of course, if you're a visitor, you can just go and check in at the security office. Because it's Halloween night, all of the adults in the close have gone to a party in the town centre, some miles away, because this new community is not all that close to the rest of the town. So the children are left alone. Most of the older teenagers are meeting at one house, number 5, for a Halloween party. The younger children, and there are 2 sets of 2, are being babysat by 2 girls in their own homes, 2 different houses in the close. Now, the nearest building to this new development is a large hospital called Smith's Grove. Now, Smith's Grove was deliberately constructed in what was then the middle of nowhere. Now, the reason for that is because it was intended as a tuberculosis hospital when it was first built. But with the waning of TB as a major threat, it changed into a facility for the criminally insane.
Oh. Okay.
These new houses are much closer to the hospital than they are to the main town. And it has been something of a concern. In fact, among the teenagers who live in the area, there's a particular story about one person who made the papers recently. Michael Strode, a patient at the hospital. He was committed there following a murder he committed 10 years before tonight. To the day, in fact. His sister, on Halloween 1968, played a prank on him. She painted his face white, and he reacted poorly by stabbing her 250 times. His physicians have declared him fit to be released. He is sane and stable. And Strode was released some weeks ago and went to a rehabilitation home on the other side of Haddonfield. He is the subject of spooky stories told by the teenagers to each other. Now, there are a couple of other things you need to spot on this map. Essentially, numbers 1 through to 5 are counted from bottom to top. So 1's on the left, 2 on the right, 3 and then 4, and then 5 is top left. The party is in number 5. Mary is looking after the 2 children in number 2. And Angela is looking after 2 children in number 4. And all of the others are enjoying their party in number 5. And it's all going very well. All very smooth at this point. So clearly nothing can possibly go wrong. So allow me to introduce to you one of the fundamental constructs of the game. Periodically, there will be a timer running. When the timer hits 0, I will roll a die and an event will occur. So that event will be determined from a table. And it could be a good event, but let's be honest, it isn't going to be a good event. It could be a very bad event or just a mildly bad event, but it's going to be an event. When the timer hits 0, that event is rolled. We start with the timer being reset to 10 minutes, but timers aren't always 10 minutes. And it hopefully will become clear to you over time why things get just a little bit quicker or slower as gameplay progresses. So, if we're all ready to begin, the first incident that we need to pay attention to is this. Let me actually just, this is a good idea. I will do that, I think. Okay. So we have at the bottom of this map the security office with its fence around it, the main road leading in. It is a dark but not stormy night. And both of you are enjoying your party. Sally is a sort of bright blue counter, the top left of the group in the party.
Yeah.
And Ben is a sort of steely blue character, bottom right of the group in the party. Okay?
Steely blue.
Easily identifiable by the fact that he is, for some reason, carrying an American football.
Always,
Possibly
always.
he never goes anywhere without one.
Nah, it's the whole my whole.
He's not even a football job. This is a basketball town.
I'm just trying to fit in.
No. You do you. It's your character.
You do you.
It's Illinois, not Indiana.
Screw the Pacers. That's what I say.
Okay. All right. So the party's going well. Everyone's relaxed, and absolutely nothing can possibly spoil this evening. Until something slightly odd seems to happen. There's a call from Mary at number 2. And she calls her friend, Brenda, who's at the party at number 5. This is 1978. Nobody has a mobile phone. The only phones are the ones in the houses. And she calls Brenda, and she says that she has seen a freaky-looking dude walking calmly and quietly up the street. And since this is a gated community, there really shouldn't be anybody that they don't know coming, unless this freaky looking dude has been invited to Brenda's party. And Brenda says, no freaky dude. Haven't invited anyone like that. So she yells out across the partygoers. Did anyone invite someone else? Anyone else expected? Anyone else coming? And away we go.
No, not me.
Anyone invited someone?
I wish I had. This party sucks, man. This party sucks. We haven't even got beer pong now. Come on. I wish I had. It's not my. If there's a guy down here, it's not mine. But can we drag him in something? Oh, there's too many girls here. Can we just get some party going on?
Yeah, too many girls here. Like
too many girls for the
boys
party.
ever said.
They do. Early in the evening, they do. I'll turn suddenly in like 90 minutes time. It'll be like the fastest right turn that you've ever known.
Okay. All right. So, people look curiously at your funny comment, but are you doing anything or just telling everyone that the party sucks?
I'm gonna look out the window. Can I see anything? Because I'm by the window in the south part of the house. Do I see anything through the window at that point, or is it just a misty ghostliness?
Well, this is a good opportunity to roll a skill check. So can you roll 2d6?
I will. Oh, I don't know if I don't know if high or low is good yet. I hope high's good because it's 11.
High is actually not good, but in your case, because of your high skill, yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I hit 12. Yeah. Oh, thank
Yeah.
goodness for that.
So, yes, the upshot is that you indeed do see this somewhat freaky guy as he walks slowly up the street towards you. He's very tall. He's very muscular, dressed entirely in black and wearing an all white mask. And he is essentially marching up the right hand side of the street from where you can see things, peering interestedly into the windows of the houses as he passes.
Ben, as his name is, leans out the window, pulls out the bottom of the window. All windows in the 70s were those ones with the string upright. What were they called? Those string bottom windows?
Sash windows?
Sash. They're all sash windows in
Yeah.
the 70s. He pulls the sash window up and says, "Hey, nerd! Are you coming to the party or what? Come on. Don't go nerding up down the street."
The figure doesn't react at all to the shout, turns right and walks through the bushes that separate number 2 and number 4 and disappears.
Oh, Spezza's here. Spezza knows the late 70s. He knows. He's got the vibe on. He's got the vibe. So I'm playing Ben. I'm playing Ben, and I'm playing. But Ben's made himself a jock, and I'm like uber jock.
Yeah. In fact, at this point, Sally rolls her eyes at Mary Beth and just says, "Gee, that guy's such a jock."
Nerd.
The jockiest jock that ever jocked.
The jockiest of all the jocks.
I'll accept it.
Okay. All right. Anything else you want to do or think about?
I don't think about much. I just shout nerd at people generally.
Fair enough. That is your approach to life. Yes.
Unless I'm on the field. I'm not on the field.
Okay. Oh yes, one thing worth mentioning: the sort of bit of house left of the party house, and it's replicated all the way across the map. That's actually the upstairs of the house. It's not a house in its own back garden kind of thing. Just so you understand.
Got you.
Okay. Right.
Monkey Tails is raiding with a big raid. Hey, Monkey Tails.
Hey,
Are you good?
Tails.
We're
Thanks.
doing some horrific 1970s horror vibe going on. I'm a jock. You can tell by my jockness. Ewan is a lady. You can tell by his ladiness. And Ben is the GM because he's living in a Twin Peaks dream misery factory. But we're locked up in a gated society in the late 70s, and my jock man has just seen a white-faced masked man walking down that road. It even looks foggy, Ben, quite frankly.
Yes, well, it is a little
Hey,
bit
Angie
dark and
Pops.
misty. It is Halloween night, 1978, in Haddonfield, Illinois.
Oh, Haddonfield. Nerd. Oh, wow.
Right. And our clock has hit 0. So
Oh, no.
Something's going to happen.
something is going to
Purely a good event. I think we're all going to... I don't know what the teenagers want to do. We're all going to graduate.
Yes. No, you nerd.
Apart from the jock.
I'm not graduating. I'm not graduating until I'm 43, mate. But I'm going to throw that football. I'm going to be winning games for our Illinois team for the next 20 years, you nerds.
Okay. So, suddenly, Strode is seen again standing underneath a streetlight over here. If I show you where he is. This time it's Brenda, who lets out a little yell of shock and surprise, seeing him loitering on the other side of the street. He's staring with interest straight at the party house, and he doesn't seem to have any intention of moving or coming closer or anything like that. He's just standing there, staring.
Ben's gonna lean out the sash window, as we know all windows in the 70s were sash.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna lean out and say, "Oi, no, you coming in or what? What's going on? Oi, what are you doing there in the shadows? What are you doing? What are you doing?"
Okay. Guy, an enthusiastic follower, joins in, jeering and shouting out of the window that he's in front of.
Guy's my man.
He's up for a bit of enthusiastic nerd baiting, and he enjoys that kind of activity. And with two people now shouting at him, it appears that Strode makes a decision, and he starts walking briskly towards the party house. But before he gets anywhere near the door, he turns sharply left and passes down the side of the house near the corner where you, Ben, are standing and jeering out of the window. He passes almost directly in front of, well, he does pass directly in front of the window, but he's some distance away when he does that, and then disappears down the side of the house.
As he loses sight of him, Ben's gonna go, "Hey, come on, we got beer pong, man. What are you doing? Come on, it's Halloween night. Come on, we're partying. Where you at, man? Come on, man."
Sally's going to say to Mary Beth, man, this is too much. I'm going to go speak to Brenda. These guys are, I'm sure these guys are just trying to cause trouble. And is that a door? She'll walk through the door towards Brenda.
Yep. Okay. Straight towards Brenda. When out of combat, for your reference, it takes essentially one narrative turn to move anywhere to anywhere else inside a house, and it takes and to move essentially on the outside from one house to another, to the one next to it or across from it. In combat, it'll be a bit more formal when it comes to actual distances you can move.
Cool.
Brenda says, he's a freaky sort of dude. He looks weird, right? Weird.
I mean, he looks like a jock, but why did you invite these guys? They're so loud and obnoxious. It points towards Guy and Ben.
Yeah, it's really only that one mostly.
But he gets the others all riled up. You know, it's
right. Come on, nerds.
He just wants to shout nerd all the time.
Nerds.
Yes, he does.
I mean, look, I can't even see anyone outside the window. He's just trying to freak people out because it's Halloween.
As he shouts
There's no one
into the-
there.
As he shouts into the mist, nerds!
It appears, at least from what they tell you, that Doug and Stephen, who are in the sort of dining room area of the house,
Doug's such a nerd.
they have no sight of the figure at all. So even though he passed down the side of the house, he's not emerged into their sight at all. So he could be just loitering behind the house, or could be, anywhere. You don't know at this point.
I'm thirsty. Who's in my room? Ricky, refill my red plastic cup full of cheap beer.
Brenda rolls her eyes, but makes sure that there is an opportunity to have another drink. After all, she kind of feels responsible for your safety as well as her own. I mean, this is her party after all.
And mysterious masky man has gone down that south through that sort of hedgy tree line thing to the south of the house we're in, right?
Yeah,
So
immediately to the south of the house.
Man, if that and I don't want to go in, I just want to party. Is there any music playing? Can I have a little boogie, Ben?
There is some music playing. However, Brenda is killing it as you speak.
Brenda!
And she turns around and says, "What's the point of having guys at this party if they don't go and check what that dude's doing?"
He's just some doped out fiend, man. Can we just have a party? Like, don't make me ruin the night just because some smackhead's down the corridor somewhere. Bloody Brenda. Brenda's such a vibe kill.
Sally checks herself suddenly and Brenda, did you see someone as well? They're not just having us on.
Yeah, there's this dude out there. He's freaky looking. I mean, really freaky looking. And as she sort of exasperatedly looks at all of the guys in the house, eventually it falls to Doug and Stephen, who are perhaps not the coolest guys in the party, to say that they will go and check outside the house and see what's going on. And they step outside through the front door and head around the side of the house. And as they do, they disappear from your view.
I mean, you say they're not the coolest guys, Brenda, but they're cooler than that. And she gestures at Ben, shouting for another drink and attempting to boogie.
Who are you again? Sally. Ben winks at
he
Sally.
He can't even remember my name, Brenda.
Ben
rolls her eyes.
Ben winks at Sally and says, "When I win the football league for the college, you'll be wishing that you got in on this."
Mm-hmm.
And she just makes a notable noise of disgust and sort of turns her back, still talking to Brenda. I mean, seriously, why do you invite these guys? He's not even going to check outside for the freaky looking other guy that you were talking about.
Come on, guy. These women are just giving nothing. Let's go through to that bottom left-hand room, and we'll peek through the glass doors in the bottom left.
Okay.
If it makes them shut up.
All right. So you're going to You're going to go through to the dining room, basically.
Sure, yeah.
Okay. And you're encouraging Guy to go with you.
Yeah, come on, Guy. He's just he's all that, isn't he? He's one of those guys.
He is one of those guys. Yeah, there's no
Come on,
question. He is definitely one of those guys.
Guy is one of those guys.
Guy is one of those guys. Come
He's
on,
pretty
Guy.
much by definition one of those guys.
One,
Throwback from
literally
last
one of
night.
those
He's
guys.
a little bit, should I say, Guy?
Je ne sais guy.
Je ne sais guy. Yes, absolutely. So yes, he's he is there indeed, and he and you can peer out through the window if you like. Would you like to make a skill check for me quickly?
So I've just got to tell Sparrow that I'm a bellend. Hang on. Okay, let's roll. Yes. Oh no, I'm rolling high. High's not good, is it though? It's 11. Why am I rolling
11.
I wish I was rolling so well on a Friday night.
That's okay with your skill set.
Okay, that's all right.
So
my skill set.
Here we go. You peer out through, and as you are peering out through the glass, suddenly the glass window directly in front of Guy smashes.
Oh.
And this black clothed arm comes crashing through it, grabs him by the throat, and starts to squeeze the life out of him.
Guy, Ben, instead of being heroic, literally scrabbles a way out of the room.
Throw the football at him.
Guy! And literally, literally scrabbles to the right-hand side through that door back into the other room. Someone's got Guy!
Okay. All right. Guy is screaming and struggling and fighting, and you've headed back out of the room.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't blame you. I mean, it's dangerous through there.
It's horrific.
This guy can testify.
Lucky it's not me.
Okay. Well, Guy is struggling and is clearly, in trouble. So let's see if anyone is interested in helping him. It is, in fact, Mary Beth, who responds to provide some assistance as best she can, and she charges through to try and assist poor Guy with his breathing problem. Because the poor lad is struggling. And while she's heading over, Guy is weakening, it's fair to say. The window he's trying to pull away from, push against the inside of the window, but he is really struggling now, and he he can't breathe, he can't function, he can't focus. He is losing vision. He's beginning to black out. His eyes are going glazed. But he's, trying his best. he's got what he's got, and that's what he's doing.
As Ben flies through the other room, literally scrabbling backward, he says to it's Brenda and Sally and Ricky in the other room. He's like,
yep.
Someone's got Guy. Someone's got Guy. I escaped. Someone's got Guy. Help, Guy. Help, Guy.
Okay.
Can Sally just say to Brenda quickly? Seriously, Brenda. Did you honestly see someone out there? Because that's the only thing that's stopping me from leaving at this point. This
Someone's
Ben
got
is-
Guy.
It's not funny.
It's Guy.
It's not a funny joke.
It's Guy.
Brenda is looking fairly freaked out. Yeah, and she says, "Yeah, there was definitely someone out there." They're basically, she's certainly ignoring Ben because he's clearly a drunken halfwit who's lost control of all of his senses.
Can someone clip Ben saying that Ben is a drunken halfwit, please?
Yeah. Yes, I mean, I did pick the names, but to be fair, they're all the names of characters from horror films.
Yes.
Every teenager is so I just got what I was given, so to speak. Mary Beth tries her best, but she fails to land a hit on the arm and shoulder of this freaky, tall, black-clothed, very, very white-faced assailant. And as she watches in horror, I'm afraid Guy breathes his last.
Oh,
He hangs limp. And as he hangs limp,
to Guy.
Yeah, I'm afraid he drops to the ground. He hangs. His knees buckle, and then the black gloved hand lets go. He falls dead to the ground, and the arm is gone.
He was my receiver. He was my
Who's your go-to guy?
into college football. He was the man. I can't believe we've lost Guy. He's what made me, man. Who is this absolute nerd chasing around? Brenda, what's going on, man? This is your party.
Mary Beth, in just horror and shock, charges into the living room, and she is very, very upset. I think it's fair to say she's just watched a schoolmate die right in front of her, and she is freaking out.
Sally will go over to see what's wrong with her, I guess. So she doesn't still quite believe that all of this is happening. But she was just talking to Mary Beth in the kitchen. I assume the kitchen. So she'll go over to talk to her and see if she can. Is the door open? She'll look through the door as she goes past. And she'll look through towards the window to see if she can see anything.
Well, in that case, what she can see is she looks into the kitchen window. You mean?
No, into the room that where Mary Beth just came out.
As you look through, what you can see is indeed the pale and limp form of Guy lying dead on the floor, and the window is smashed and destroyed.
I'm not going to attempt to do it, but insert Wilhelm scream here. And she just what happened, Mary Beth? Quick, someone call the police.
Okay. Brenda now gets the sense that there is something really freaky going on here. She picks up the phone, and though she gets a dial tone, when she tries to call the police, there's It's as if there's no trunk line, nothing outside the little community that these houses are in.
Well, try it again.
Okay, she gives it another
Someone's
shot.
died.
She gives it another shot, and then when that doesn't work, for exactly the same reason, she then decides to call Angela, who's babysitting at number 4, and does get through to Angela. There's a brief and slightly panicked conversation, at the end of which Angela agrees that she will try to call the police. And there's a long and tense wait. But a moment later, Angela calls back and says she also can't get an outside line.
This is bullshit, man. This is bullshit. And Ben looks to head towards Angela's house.
Okay, can you roll a courage for me, please?
I can do. The thing is, the good thing about this is I have no idea what's good or bad. So I don't know. I've dropped 8. 8 could be good or bad. I've hit an 8. Sorry. 8.
Okay. Despite your best intentions, once confronted with the dark outside, you pull the door open and peer outside, and you can't bring yourself to leave the house.
Oh man, it's too dark. It's too dark, man. It's too dark. Like, is someone going to come with me? I'm not going to go myself. It's dark.
Where are you going, Ben? Don't leave us. And Sally just grabs him by the arm and pulls him back in.
But Angela's there, man. Like, this guy's out here. Let's get where there's more people, right? Like, there's 5 of us left. If we get over there, there's like 6, 7, 8. No nutter's going to kill kids, right? Let's get over there. What?
Guy was a kid.
Guy, yeah, but to you, but to me, he was a beautiful running back, and yet you let him get slaughtered.
Didn't you say he played wide receiver?
Back, so yeah.
He did all the things at college. You can do all the things.
Renaissance man.
Yeah, exactly.
Character.
It's only at the NFL that they drag you into things. It's literally 20 yards. Sally
looks around to everyone else, I suppose, to see what their intentions are, to see if anyone's agreeing or
He's made us. He's only gonna this weird, freaky, white-faced man. Let's get over. Angela knows what she's doing. She's like the most legit out of all of us. She's got the skills, man. She's like the most skilled of all of us.
Okay. So you want to gather the group basically and set off towards number 4.
That's what I want to try and do, yeah.
All right. Okay. That's fair enough. Can you roll a skill check for me, please?
I still don't know what's good, Ben. I hate it. 7. It's average, whatever it is.
7.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't say 7 that way.
Belly.
7.
You successfully managed to convince everybody to go, and you yank open the door and start yelling at everyone to go all together, all at once, charge across the street to number 4.
Wait. Before we go, Sally runs into the kitchen and tries to find a knife. Have they got a knife block?
They have.
She'll grab a knife.
Okay, you have a choice of knives, but the biggest and most enthusiastic is sort of a sort of cleaver type weapon.
That will do perfectly, and then she'll head back out. And
okay, when you pick up the cleaver, it feels like it's a reassuring sort of weapon, but it also feels sort of heavy and clumsy, like you might need more skill than you have to easily use it lethally. So it would hurt more if you hit, but it might be harder to hit than a smaller blade. So you can make a decision based on that, whether or not you want a slightly smaller blade or a bigger one that would do more damage, but might be harder to land a hit.
Oh, well, if she doesn't think she can wield it as better as it makes her feel, she'll grab something slightly smaller.
Okay. All right. So
yeah.
yes, indeed, she does exactly that. She grabs something a little bit smaller, and with this reassuringly clasped in her hand. So I mean, you're in control of you. So are you going to join in this mad rush across the street?
Yes. If
Okay.
everyone else is going, I'm going.
Well, everybody else is going to try. We're about to find out if everyone's going to succeed. So can you roll your own courage check for me, please?
Courage, is that 2 still?
Yes, 2d6, please.
That's a 6.
Okay. You steel yourself and you charge across the street. Luke, I need you to do the same for Ben, please. 2d6.
7.
Okay. You stand there at the door, encouraging everyone to flee.
Out.
Yeah.
Come on.
Right. Okay. What else we got there? Mary Beth. Right. I will roll for Mary Beth.
Oh, we're getting close to the time countdown, though. I'm a bit upset about that.
Mary Beth charges past you out of the door. Ricky.
Come on, Ricky. You're my last man, Ricky.
Ricky charges out of the door as well.
Yes, Ricky.
Excellent. And Brenda?
Oh,
yeah. She doesn't even hesitate as she charges across.
Good girl.
And you stand there in the doorway watching them all go and suddenly realizing that you don't know where the guy with the mask is, and you slam the door. You stay put. Now alone in the room.
Ben!
Sally looks back to catch this and just shouts, Brenda, see, I told you he was trouble. He's not even coming with us.
Yeah, that is basically the size of it, I'm afraid. So, Brenda makes it without any difficulty at all across. So does Sally. Mary Beth. All of the women actually rolled really well.
That's what we like.
It's so 2021. I love it.
Yeah.
And even Ricky made it across, though his was a slightly closer margin.
Yeah, nothing.
And with that in mind, your entire party, except for Ben, who has now basically ended up standing alone inside the living room of the house with the door firmly shut.
Can we pause? I really need a wee. Can I make a wee before we make this big decision across this wide path?
We certainly can.
It feels like a large vibe to go.
In fact, before I reset the clock, because when we come back, we'll need to do a roll.
Oh no! Spez is. I feel like I called him Seps, but it's Spez. Quite frankly, Spez is with me. Everyone else is against me. It's me and Spez against the world. And when I get back from the toilet, me and Spez are going to roll some good rolls.
Just a hint, Sparrow. You don't want to be left alone with Luke. It's a surefire way to die in a horror film.
You shut your face. Me and him, we're like the American football massive. I'm Miami. He's in my New England. So between the two of us, we're tight. We're gonna do it. I'm going for a week.
You've got a lot of decades.
And me and him we're gonna tight fist bump it, and we're gonna get across there. Whatever you say, you bunch of pussies. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it, man. Exactly. Me and Spez are gonna do it. Give me a
So,
few
Luke,
minutes.
if you put up the break card, we'll take a 5-minute break and we'll come back and do the roll.
We'll be back soon.
Yes. Cool. Let me put the break through. Hang on. Hang on.
Stand by.
Stand by. There's so many things I've got on here now. Hang on, here we go.
Don't forget the music.
Break. I've got the break up. I've got the intro has to lose the music. Hang on. That's gone. Music's on. The toilet thing's gone. We're gone. And we'll see you in 5 minutes. Cool. Cool. We're back. It's very dark. I don't know what's going on, but Ben, bring some illumination to our party.
I will
I
indeed.
shut everything for you. What are you expecting? It's some kind of toast or something? It's not Friday night, mate.
No, it should be. The map should be on the screen, is it not?
No, it's very black where I'm looking. Hang on. Oh, no,
Give me a second.
it's good on Teams. It sucks on OBS. And we can
We've
only
got voice, so stand by, people.
stand by. Oh no, we need to know where I'm going to die tonight. If there's no death to be had, elusive binos upset me, quite frankly. I was hoping that there'd be some higher quality from the people that were following us tonight, but it's just some nerd. Elusive bino, you're a nerd.
This is all in character, elusive bino, so please don't run away.
Nerds.
Luke is in fact playing our jock Ben. Ben is in fact GMing the game. And playing Sally.
I'm finally playing myself after all these months of pussyfooting it around you guys. I finally get to play myself.
We'll finally come out and be who Look, just sort OBS out, Luke.
I'm trying. I'm too jockish to sort out OBS. Sort out OBS. Come on, are you there?
I'm here. I can't sort out OBS. It's streaming from your machine.
Let me try something. Hey, it's back. Yes.
This is the professionalism that we enact every week. In case you're interested,
we're here. I'm here with my everyday costume. UNT wishes he was wearing Sally's costume, but he's not. Are you drinking a cup of coffee, Ewan?
No, this is beer from my boys from the Baltic Star traveller mug, which you can get on our Etsy store. Although the text won't be reversed if you actually buy it. That's just my webcam.
Someone bought that mug yesterday with a blue inside. How about that? Someone dropped the money on our Etsy store and bought that mug yesterday, and I've got
blue is strong though. Blue is a good colour.
Enough respect for that person. If you love Traveller, buy that mug. Anyway, onwards.
Right. So, Ben, the others will witness this as well. You see Doug Shapiro.
Ben Shapiro?
Kill him!
Kill him! Get him with fire.
Sorry. I don't want to get too incensed.
That was very quick, Ewan.
Charge out of the garage at number 5, which is where you still are, Ben. Come running around to the front door, and he starts hammering on the front door, which you are behind and have, locked because you're frightened. And even as you watch, Strode emerges from around the same corner. And as Shapiro is banging on the door, desperately wishing to be let in, Strode quite slowly and calmly, very deliberately, reveals that in his right hand, which is sort of hidden down by the side of him between the wall of the house and his body, he raises his arm, and in his hand there is an enormous machete-like tool.
There's no way that Ben's letting Doug in. His eyes are wide open, looking through the peephole. But seeing that nutter beside, he's not opening the door. That door is locked.
With a single swing, the machete cuts deep into Shapiro's neck, and he falls almost instantly dead to the ground, just directly in front of the door, right there on the doorstep.
Dog! I double check the locks. Make sure everything is locked. Make sure everything at that door is shut. I am literally the only person downstairs right now. Yeah? Everyone made
Yes.
it across.
Sally starts banging on the door and screaming, Angela.
Okay.
Angela?
Let's make a courage roll for Angela. Yep, she passes it. So Angela opens the door, and the four of you can charge inside, where Angela is looking after two children who are looking pretty terrified. The way Angela is behaving and the way she's reacting is such that they are, they are very freaked out because she's very freaked out. But your group do indeed make it inside the living room of number 4. And from in there, you can watch as the form of this masked killer marches down until he stands underneath the street light that's outside number 5, but between number 5 and number 3. And as he stands there, still, very, very heavily armed, and visibly so, blood dripping off his machete, he stares through the window at those of you who are in the house.
Cold.
And then-
Who seemed... Sorry, go on.
And then without marching towards you or anything, he silently turns his back and walks the way he'd been before, between number 3 and number 5, and disappears from view.
Okay. Who seems the most calm out of Brenda, Rick, and Mary Beth?
Probably Brenda.
Sally will just say, Brenda, why don't you take the kids upstairs? I'm sure it's their bedtime. And she sort of looks at Angela. Like,
Okay. Make a skill roll for me, please.
Yeah.
oh, that's a 10.
That's good.
A
man.
10.
I still don't know what's good.
They're all good. They're all good
All
rolls.
the rolls
It
are
all
good.
leads to story.
Angela initially looks
Murder.
like she's going to do it, and then she sort of pulls the kids close and says, "No, I don't want them out of my sight, and I don't want to go upstairs."
Sally sort of gives her a bit of a stern stare and just says, "Well, fine then. Where's your phone, and what's the number for the security at the gate?"
Okay. She is indeed shown to the phone, which is in the living room. So you call security.
Yes.
It rings and keeps ringing, and there doesn't appear to be any answer.
Seeing the issues with the phone, she'll put the phone down and she'll turn to Brenda and Angela. I guess they both live here, right? We're all guests, and just say, "There's no answer. Is there anyone else on site formally? Does anyone else work here? Are there any other authority figures?"
As far as as far as she's aware, the only other people at all in the entire close are Mary Collingwood, who is babysitting in number 1.
Okay. I'll tell you what she'll do quickly. She'll say, Brenda, what's your number? And she'll dial that number if she gets it.
Okay. All right. Yep. No problem at all. So you're calling number 1, basically. Sorry, number 5.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Ben, you hear the phone ring.
Ben does. He'll pick up. Hello.
Ben. He went down the side of the house, round the back, the way he went before. You can make it. If the phone will stretch, she'll look out the window and just double check as she's speaking to him, and just there's no one out there.
There is no effing way I'm leaving the house right now.
I mean, he went round the back to the broken window.
What?
She's got a point.
The last time I saw him was down that hedge to the south. You guys got across, but there's no way. Now I'm going to get across. If anyone leaves this house, they are jumping on me.
Listen to me. He could already be through the window that he grabbed the guy through. If you want to stay there, that's fine. But there's more of us over here. And there were no broken windows yet. And she'll put the phone down.
Right.
She's done trying to convince him.
And leave him to that thought.
Ben, I'm warming the dice because he's going to try it. From that the southeast corner, he's going to go for it.
Okay.
It's got southeast to northwest.
All
That's what
right.
he's going to try.
It's so you want to run basically to the same door that they went to. Is that right?
Yes, please.
Okay. 2d6, please.
No idea what it is, but it's 9. A 3 and a 6.
9.
I hate the fact that I don't know what's good.
As you put your hand on the door, you unbolt it. You put your hand on the handle. Take 2, 3, 4 deep breaths. And suddenly your courage fails you. You can't bring yourself to pull the door open. And as you stand there, paralyzed with fear, the door behind you from the dining room silently swings open. But it's not silent for long, because a moment later, there is this spluttering, crying yell for help. And Stephen Andrews bundles into the room from behind you. He is cut and wounded, and looks up and seems stunned that you're the only one in the room. He was expecting there to be people, and now he sees just one person, and he's thinking, where is everyone? And he sort of falls against the stairs, uses them to sort of support himself, and he says, we've got to get out of here.
Steve, he's one of my posse, isn't he? He was an early goer. Stephen!
As he says that, the same door he just came through flies open again. And this time, all you see is the swing of a machete, which catches Stephen in the throat. He's pinned briefly by the sheer force of the blow against the stairs. And then the machete is withdrawn, and he slumps and falls face down on the ground in a puddle of blood.
I need to
poor
sprint.
Stephen.
I need to sprint to the other house. that moment of like holding out to him, so like in Ben's mind, there was the thought of like taking him upstairs or something. In that moment that the blood splashes against the wall, that's it. Ben is done. He is trying to sprint across that wall. He's gone. If I can, it's
Okay.
It's horrific. He's going.
Excellent. All right. So
An ominous
this time,
excellent.
you
An
actually do
ominous
not
excellent.
need to roll a courage check.
Not really.
Without being silly about it, you are moving from a place of extraordinary danger to one that is arguably of less so.
It's what most people would do, I feel.
Yeah. So you are now running from the living room of number 5 straight towards the front door of number 4.
Please.
You don't look back. You pull the door open, you sprint across, and you make it to the door in just a handful of seconds. And as you do, you bang on the door with all of your might, and hope to be let in. And of course, as you do, you lose sight of our killer.
He's got Stephen. Let me in. He's got Stephen. The guy's a nutter. Let me in, please, please. Let me in.
Sally will look around at everyone else, like not doing anything, and she'll open the door and let Ben come bundling in.
Fair enough. Yep. Okay, you're inside. Your panic has not calmed the children at all.
I'm guessing it probably hasn't.
Yeah. Those young children who were being babysat, they are looking as freaked out as it is possible for children to be.
Sally will, like thump him on the chest. Why did you leave it so long? I told you he was round the back.
I was trying to hold out.
You had us all worrying.
I can't leave my team behind. But Stephen's gone, man. Stephen's gone.
What happened to Stephen?
It was dark, and then I just saw the red. Man.
Sally kind of rolls her eyes again at.
I can't. Don't mess with me, Sam. You've seen nothing. You've seen nothing.
You know nothing.
That's 2 people. 2 people I've seen.
You don't know, man. You weren't there.
You know nothing, man. That's 2 people I've seen now.
Calm down. And she sort of looks at the children.
Don't give me that. Don't give me that.
You're scaring them.
Kids, there's a mentalist around here. Kids.
A magician.
No, he's not going to do like pound coins, kids.
Okay. Well, look, we've got to get out of here. And Angela, we're in America, right? Does your dad have any firearms, any guns, any weapons?
I'm just here babysitting. It's not my house, but I don't think they have a gun. No. But it does encourage her to do the same as you. She and Sally both walk through to the kitchen. Sorry, she and Brenda both walk through to the kitchen and grab hold of suitable knives to arm themselves.
Sally will shout through. What about the car? Did they drive to wherever the parents are going?
They took the car.
Oh, God. Well, we need a way out of here, and I don't know where else we can get away quickly.
I live opposite. I can get us into that house, and my parents have a chainsaw in the garage. That's a possibility.
What
But
about a
other than
car?
But no, I think they took the car when they went to the party this evening.
While she's thinking that, Ben is like spent a moment thinking. He's like, that's fine. My girlfriend is to the south. She's babysitting tonight. That's why I could go.
Yeah.
She's got. There's literally. She's babysitting to the south. She could get us in. Like, yeah, I know there's a car and a chainsaw whatever there, but we can get 40 foot or whatever south. If she's there, can we get the kids down there? I don't know what she knows, but my girlfriend's down there, man. I can't like leave her there with this nutter.
Are you saying this out loud?
Yes.
She can meet us at the chainsaw house. Surely the chainsaw house is
with the kids.
The way to go.
Can't take the kid. Fine, he's like building up to his manliness, I guess. It's like you can't like take 2 kids across the street. All right. I can't be leaving them there. I can't be.
Okay, Sally, are you on board with going next door to where Mary is?
Well, listen, let's call them first. Do you know your neighbour's phone number? And just double check. You know, if they're dead already, there's no point in going there. I don't want to be frank, but
I know it's a 555 number.
Oh, screw it. Let's just go. And, someone check the window. Make sure there's no one out there. She'll look over to, I guess, Mary Beth and Brenda and Ricky, the closest to the windows.
Yep. Okay. So you make a telephone call, yes?
Sure, let's go. Let's call to the south here, to Mary.
All right. Mary answers and says, This is a nice surprise, you know. What are you guys doing? You all having fun at the party?
We were.
No caller ID.
We were having a good night, but some nutters turned up in the drive, and it's like 2 or 3 people dead, man. And we've got 2 kids here. I know you've got 2 kids there. We just need to. I don't know what we need to do.
Okay, Mary, listening to what you're saying, she walks to the window next to her front door of the house she's in and peers out, keeping the kids sort of with her, a bit behind her. And as she does so, suddenly she sees the face of the masked killer literally inches outside that front window. And she lets out a piercing scream, which you can obviously hear straight down the phone.
Oh no!
And the phone is dropped, and you can't hear anything else for a moment.
Ben's grabbing the knife and he's going. He don't care. Everything that is defensive at anything, he's
2d6, please.
The biggest knight of that block, and he's off. I don't care. It is what it is, right? It
2d6.
is what it is. 3. Is that? I don't know.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yes.
Okay. So without trying to convince anybody else to charge along, Ben Schaefer has finally found his man pants and charges down to the building. By the time you get there, there is no sign of the killer, but you make it to the front door and bang on the front door immediately.
As he's banging, he's screaming that whole "you dick," you know, all that sort of screamy stuff like get the F out of here, get the like, giving it massive on that thing as he's banging on that door.
Man, there's kids in the house.
No, I don't care. There's even as a parent myself, there are times when things need to be said. I'm not even saying it now, quite frankly, because I'm not a big swearer myself.
Yeah.
But there are times when the shouting, he's giving the shouting and the screaming as he bangs on the door.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, okay, you make there. There's a long pause. You can actually hear one of the little kids inside sort of crying out, but after a moment, the door is indeed pulled open, and Mary is there, and you can charge inside.
He charges inside and he like throws his arms around her. For that moment, it's that moment of when you burst into a space where your loved one is, and I'm assuming like they've only been together a few months, but it's enough, right? That your heart that is up here drops just by a few inches. That's like that moment of acceptance and realization that it's okay for them. And I know there is the kids there, but it's like, oh, she's okay. And I know I'm not the greatest guy in the world, but at least I'm here. And he has that little moment of acceptance and realization that it's kind of okay for a minute. And he looks around behind to see the kids playing or whatever they're doing. They're a little bit freaked out, like you said, because I've been screaming that there's like some murderer around the door. But that's secondary, right? And he's there, and they're there, and it's all good. It's all good
So,
for a
Sally,
second.
what are you doing?
Sally can't quite believe that Ben made such a quick run for it after his holding up in the other house for so long, leaving them all in suspense.
Yeah.
And she looks around to everyone else and says, "So are we chainsaw, or are we going after Ben and Mary?"
Okay.
She sort of looks at a kid and ruffles its hair.
Brenda suggests that sticking together might be the way to go. She would prefer that as a solution if that's okay with people, because if there's this many of you, you can probably move the kids to the to number 2.
Yeah. Does anyone here live next door? I don't know.
No,
is this anyone's house? Like Angela is across the road. Is that right?
Yeah. So Angela lives at directly opposite where you are, basically, at number 3.
Yeah.
The only other one of the teenagers who actually lives in the close is Brenda, who lives at number 5, of course.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So she'll say, "Okay, well, should we check the windows, make sure there's no one out there? We'll make a dash for it. As soon as we get in, start looking for check the garage, look for a car."
All right. So you're all going to try and run to the south as best you can.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Angela's going to grab the kids and yep, she grabs one with each hand and charges out into the night. And Brenda, no trouble at all. And Mary Beth. Oh, easy. And Ricky.
Ricky.
Yep, Ricky. So it's all down to you. Everyone else has made their rolls. So
Here we go. That is an 8.
an 8. That's good enough. So, okay, the entire group makes their way to the front door of number 2, with, in this case, the 2 Chandler children being dragged along with. Oh.
As soon as she gets there, Sally will start banging on the door. Ben, you jock, let us in.
Okay. All right. So as you arrive, you start banging on the door. Ben, you opening it?
Can I look out through the
Ben!
glassy opening? It's who am I seeing through the glassy opening?
You're seeing an entire gaggle of the other teenagers and the 2 small kids from the house up the road.
Like that.
What?
All of the people that that you left in the house, basically.
Weirdly for Ben, all he sees is the 2 kids, and therefore he lets them in.
Okay, roll a check for me. 2d6.
I hate the fact I have no idea what's good or bad, and you're such a bad. I'm hoping 7 every time, quite frankly. Wait, I'm close enough. 6.
6. Okay. You pull the door open, and as you do, the timer has hit 0.
Just take someone worthy. Take someone worthy with them.
As you do, the door is opened and everybody starts charging into the house. But at the back of the queue, shoving the kids before her, Mary Beth doesn't spot
Mary Beth,
the killer emerge from around the corner of the garage.
The nerd.
Behind her. And with one mighty swing of the machete, she, I'm afraid, drops dead right there in front of the property.
Oh, she was the best of us. She was a nerd, but she was the best of us. But the rest get through, yeah? She was like the tail end of the
She was
posse.
at the very end of the chain, yes. And
So
all the others make it.
There's that moment of like acceptance that everyone got through, and then there's that last realization, I guess, that once everyone, the kids and everyone,
We're missing someone.
Yeah. What? Whoa! How many? There was 11 of us, and yeah, is that as the door slams shut, it's like there should be 11. No, count. Let's double count. Man, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There should be 12. What? Yeah, there should be 11. There's only 10.
Oh, you can't even count if you're sober.
I'm a jock, man.
Sally will run to the window.
I just need to count the roots. That's all I need. 2, 4, 6. Oh, there's not enough,
and
man.
They're just lying in front of the garage. You have the corpse of Mary Beth, curled quite roughly on the ground. No sign of the killer.
We can't have. Oh,
She'll turn
there's-
away
there's
from the window
there's-
quite quickly.
There's 6 of us and 4 kids.
Yep.
That's it. Now.
Is there a car? Is there a car in the garage?
No.
We need to get out of here.
No, they took it.
They went to their party, man. They went to their party. They don't care.
What about, quickly out of character, Ben? Did you say we needed a key to get through the front gate, or was that just for the automatic car?
The cars have a bleeper for the vehicle gate.
Yeah.
But there's a pedestrian gate as well, and all of the residents, which includes, as it stands, Brenda.
Yeah.
And
Angela.
Marybeth. Sorry, no, Marybeth's gone. It's just Brenda who has a key, though Marybeth's might still be on her, of course.
What about a key to the gate? Is there one in the house? Did they leave it?
Ben will search Marybeth's corpse, I guess.
Sorry, I did that wrong. It's Brenda and Angela who have. So there are 2 keys still.
Oh, they're fine. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, you've got both of them with you.
Do we make a run for the front gate?
Ben approaches.
How far is town?
Who is?
Oh, it's away.
Who is Mary's closest friend, Brenda or Angela? Ewan.
Who is Sally's closest friend?
Mary's closest friend.
Mary's closest friend. I don't know. Ask your girlfriend.
Who?
Sally or Sally.
Which of you is Mary's closest friend? He says while putting his arm around Mary.
Probably Brenda.
Look, there's no way that can I have the key for the gate? I have no idea how we're gonna get out of here, but just give me an option.
Brenda reached into her pocket and roll your persuade for me, please. Yeah, roll your skill check.
It's 11. Again, I hate the fact I have no idea if 11's good or bad.
She looks a bit reluctant, but she hands over the key to the pedestrian gate.
Ben looks at Ricky and says, "Hey, look, the 2 of us, we need to back it up. These guys need to get out of here. If we can get them out, then we've done all we can in college. Man, you good with that? You good with that, Ricky? You good with that?"
Yeah, good with that.
Okay. I'm not saying it's not the Hail Mary yet, but if I head south, I need you to play with me, yeah? The second I
Right.
go, I need you to get to that gate. He hands him the key. He says, "The second I look at you in this way, I need you to go that way. If I don't need you, I don't need you, but the second I look at you, I need you to go that way."
So you want him to run to the gate with the key?
He's offering as an option, I guess, at that point. It's
Okay.
that quarterback Hail Mary thing. It's like, if I look that way, if things get bad, if I look to you, you need to be that way. We've not quite reached that point, because the
Right.
Hail Mary is like a 4th down and nothing if
Yeah.
you're like trailing, right? And I don't think we're quite at that yet. But he's like saying, like, if that is the thing, I need to know you're with me. And so far you said Ricky's on with that, right?
Yeah. Well, so far he's been up for it. Yeah.
So Ben sort of like stashes the keys in Ricky's hand. It's like, this if I give you the call, whatever happens, if I'm getting my guts eaten out, you need to do this. If I call it, you call it. Yeah.
Okay.
He's still caught in that quarterback jock mold, but he's still. Is that mix of the quarterback jock mold with that
All right.
love of
Yeah.
the people mold? Do you know what I mean?
So roll 2d6 for me.
It's a 4. No idea again.
Okay. And that is enough. He's completely on board. He's ready to go. Are you going yourself?
So we're in this house. So Ben's looking out of that window to the top left, and my feeling is that Ricky's to that bottom left. There's three door slash windows, right?
There's essentially a door and 2 windows. Yeah.
What can Ben see out of that top left?
Roll 2d6 for me.
5.
Okay. You can't see anything at the moment.
Last thing we saw was him going to the south of the house across the way, wasn't it?
No, the last place you know he was outside the garage of the house you're in.
Oh, God.
Do you not remember Mary Beth?
Oh. Ricky looks around at the room full of people, and he says, Ricky is an amazing tight end. And I would trust him with everything, every single step that I give. If I call play, will you guys follow him?
Roll 2d6 for me.
10.
Okay. Everyone who doesn't have independent agency seems on board. But we know, of course, that Sally does have independent agency. So are you up for joining in this mad dash for freedom?
Somewhat. She'll somewhat of independent agency, I should say. She'll look around at everyone in the room, and she'll look at Brenda and Angeli and Mary, and she'll say, "We can all carry one kid each, right? I think we can make a break for it."
Okay. All right. So you're on board. Okay. Yeah. Right. So the door is pulled open. Angela grabs a youngster and she charges out of the front, no trouble at all. Heading towards the security gate.
So what Ben is going to do is he is going to be screaming and shouting to northwest, yeah, from the northern door.
So he's going to run out of the house but go northwest.
Yes, he's going in the opposite direction. So he's giving it big, I guess. He's taking it like it's the college bowl, the Orange Bowl, I guess, with Alabama. The Alabama Crimson Tide. He's taking the Alabama Crimson Tide to the northwest, and he's taking it the big call to the northwest, and that's what he wants to do, I guess, from there. Okay. He's running big northwest.
Okay. Roll 2d6 for me, please.
It's a 9.
A 9. Okay. You pull the door open. You start to run. And as you go, other people are starting to flood past you. They're actually sort of, as you pull the door open, they're going. They are leaving past you. and you watch the entire gang of them begin to set off, and one after another. They, in the case of the girls, they grab a youngster each. I assume you're happy to take one, Sally?
Yeah.
Okay. Ricky, he takes his chosen position at the lead of the group. And can you roll for me, Ewan, 2d6, please?
Certainly can. That's a 5.
A 5, lovely. Which means that the entire room empties, and Ben is left in the room, steeling himself and ready to charge off to the northwest. And once again, his courage fails him. He can't bring himself to do it. He managed to talk everyone else successfully into escaping the house, but
Ben.
can't then follow.
Classic Ben.
He's all talk, man.
It's a good idea. I like
It
it.
was good.
A noble idea.
They're all there.
It is a good idea and a noble idea. However, we have a roll. Ricky makes it all the way to the security hut. The window on the near side is smashed. And piled in the inside of the room, there are 2 dead bodies. One of them is the security guard. Another is a middle-aged, balding man. At the back of the hut, he can see the big clipboard that contains the telephone numbers of all of the houses in the street, and next to it the ring where the master keys are kept for all of the houses in the close as well, but the keys are missing. He turns around and yells back to the other group about this happening, and in all of the excitement and chaos, he doesn't see that from the other side of the hut, a figure in black with a white mask emerges, and with a single swing of his machete, drives it deep into the throat of poor Ricky Thomas.
Oh, Ricky.
And he dies right there. The rest of the gang are all out in the open, except for Ben, of course. So, Sally, what do you want to do?
Which side is our killer on? Is it the left, as I'm looking at it, of the security?
Yeah, from your perspective, the killer has just come around what would have been the blind side of the security hut. Yes.
Yeah. Cool.
And is now effectively, so he came round the corner that you can now see the mark on, but he's actually close to where Ricky died.
Yeah. Okay. Sally will just she'll turn and run, just scream back to the house.
Back to the one you've just come from.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's in the opposite direction ish.
Yep. Excellent. So you run the other way. Good stuff.
With the child. I'll make sure to.
Yep. Okay.
Hold on tight.
You run back towards the door with the kid that you're dragging. who's only little. You can drag her with a reasonable degree of alacrity.
Yeah, I mean, needs must at this point, I suppose.
And
I don't want to.
Brenda does the same. Charges with you up to the house again. And all good. Angela doesn't. She's too freaked out. And she, in her panic, runs, dragging the kid that she's with the other way, over to the other side of the street.
I suppose it makes sense. She's heading towards her home.
And Mary?
Familiar ground.
Mary's with you. She keeps it together, and she runs with you up to the front door. So, with that done, with the three of you there outside the door, with the 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, sorry. 5. Yes. With the three of you outside, presumably you're going to bang on the door again?
Yeah, Sally will bang on the door. Ben, you coward. Let us back in. Does she notice Angelo is gone at this point?
You probably have noticed, but you've also, you've got too many things on your plate to actually do anything about it as she runs away.
Okay, cool. Yeah, she'll bang on the door and wait for the door to do whatever he's going to do, I suppose.
Okay.
Is that the south door? And Ben lets them in. And
okay, roll 2d6 for me.
7.
A 7.
Don't say
Okay.
7 like that.
Despite his best intentions, Ben cannot bring himself to open the door. He's too freaked out by what's going on outside.
Ben, you son of a bitch, let us in.
Oh, Ben. There's 3. So in that house, there's 3 doors to the left, right? There's the southeast door, which I'm assuming is the door that we're not letting them in. And we're assuming there's the middle eastern door, which is kind of windowy, right?
Sorry, the door that you are on the inside of.
Yeah.
That's the front door.
Yeah.
Then there are 2 windows to the south of that.
Yeah. Okay.
And garage doors to the north.
And garage door to the north, yeah.
Okay. I would really like to do something, Ben, and I'll roll as many dice as it needs to. Ben would like to run out of. He's a coward, and he's a quarterback coward, and he'd like to run out of that door into the middle of the street, shouting at this point. He didn't let them in because he couldn't understand that freakishness of the door. When you're freaking out, right, and it's that wobbling of the door locks, and I understand it, right? It's the wobbling of the door locks, and which I totally understand. Someone's banging on. I totally understand that, and I'll roll for it. He wants to roll out of that top left into the middle of the street, which I'll roll for, but he's freaking out, which I understand because he's seen 2 of his teammates die. He's let Mary across the road. He's freaking out at this point. His mind is everywhere, but he's gonna roll out to the top left if that's okay.
Okay, if he's going to achieve that, then he's actually going to go out past the group of people. So he will effectively let them in by doing so.
Yeah.
So by all means, gather your courage and roll 2d6.
This I hate the fact I have no idea what the numbers mean. It's an 8. Is that good? Is that bad? I don't know. 8 is normally good in Traveller. You bellend.
It's not good, Luke.
I
It's not
hate.
good.
I hate you.
It's not good.
I hate
It's
you,
a bad
Ben.
one. So no, he can't bring himself to open the door.
Dick. I hate the guy I've been.
Given that a few minutes have passed, can Sally will stop banging on the door, turn around at the others, and just shout Angela and run over the street to Angela.
Okay, all right. So Sally is going to effectively intercept Angela at the front door to the Baker house.
Angela's house.
Yeah, exactly. Angela has been dragging a kid with her, so that is the sort of new situation.
Yeah.
And the
Can I take my kid with me? Apologies.
yes, of course.
Thanks. I don't want to leave them out there by themselves, or with Brenda and Barry, waiting for Ben to open the door.
Shut your face.
Right. While you're doing this, Brenda and Mary both open the garage door into the house they're outside and take their kids in through the garage.
Smart.
Ben's a coward. Can you try and drag Ricky out with him, please?
Ricky's dead,
Ricky's
man.
dead.
No, what? Ricky's dead. Ricky's on the list.
Ricky's dead.
Am I the? Don't then delete him from the list. Am I the only man left now?
Ricky is off the list. He's on the list in Twitch, but he's off the list in.
You are the only surviving male character. Yes.
Brenda's cool. Ben's gonna look to Brenda because Brenda was the one that dragged people to and fro.
You can't see any of them. You're in a room on your own.
Where am I? To the top left of the dirty room, right?
Yeah, you're still behind the front door of number 2.
Where's everyone? I'll leave everyone else then, I guess.
Yeah, Luke. For some reason, the stream is lagging picture-wise. We're still all down by the security hut.
That's a good point. I hadn't spotted that. Yeah.
Neither had I until Luke mentioned Ricky. Poor old Ricky. For everyone else, we have been updating what we've been doing. The characters are all in the correct position. You just can't see them.
Yes. And apparently we are also frozen, so we're not streaming video at the moment either, or at least not motion video. So that's also a problem.
The live video.
Yeah. So it's OBS that's having the problem.
Yeah. Which makes perfect sense. Can you hear us? Can you hear us, Sparrow?
Sparrow can. Sparrow can hear us.
Ah, good stuff. Thanks, Sparrow.
Okay. Well, I don't know if OBS will get its act together at some point, but assuming it doesn't for the time being, let's press on regardless.
Theatre of the mind.
Theatre of the mind, exactly. Okay, so we now effectively have 3 groups of people. So Sally is with Angela at the front door of number 3.
Yeah.
Ben is on his own in the front room of number 2. And the other 4, including the 2 little kids with them, are in the garage of number 2. And it's time to... That can't be good.
Whilst Ben rolls, for everyone watching who has got a frozen video, it's 135 from the bottom left to the top, and then 24 from the bottom right to the top. Is that right, Ben?
That is exactly right.
Cool.
Okay. So as you're gathering over there, you see Mary pull the garage door down behind them, and as the garage door slides down, the dark figure emerges from around the outside of the house and marches past the front windows and up towards the garage door. And you can see that he just sticks his foot underneath the door as it's about to hit the bottom, and it kind of rebounds a little bit, and a tussle begins with him trying to push the door open and the people inside trying to pull it shut, and they are yelling for help. It's loud enough that you can hear it, Ben, and you can actually see this happen on the other side of the street, Sally.
Sally will scream out, Mary, Brenda.
Okay. Ben, are you doing anything?
We're having OBS reset at the minute. Sorry.
That's all right.
It crashed about 4 or 5 seconds ago. Hang on.
Oh, okay. Are we off?
I don't know. We're on, but OBS has gone a bit funny. Hang on a sec.
Okay.
Keep talking. You two beautiful.
All right.
We'll keep. Oh, you go on, Ben.
Okay, so it is a battle of strength. So